General David Petraeus stands out as a monumental figure in American military history over the past half-century. His illustrious career includes leading American troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. After his tenure in the Army, Petraeus ascended to the helm of the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, as its Director General. In a significant move in July 2022, Petraeus, along with other esteemed retired generals, established the Strategic Advisory Council for the Defense of Ukraine. This council was envisioned as a hub for imparting strategic expertise to the Ukrainian forces. Recently, Associate Editor Dom Nichols and Assistant Comment Editor Francis Sternley engaged in a candid dialogue with Petraeus. They delved deep into his perspectives on the Russian invasion of Ukraine and probed his experiences with the Strategic Advisory Council. In their conversation, Petraeus highlighted the primary objectives and actions of the Strategic Advisory Council for the Defense of Ukraine. Firstly, he clarified that while the council was deeply committed to Ukraine's defense, their role wasn't about direct engagement on the battlefield. Their expertise was deployed elsewhere, distinct from the security assistance tasks that nations like the US undertook. The crux of their mission revolved around guiding their respective governments on understanding and addressing Ukraine's critical needs. Drawing from their vast reservoirs of combat experience, they aimed to make well-informed recommendations. Petraeus recalled his collaboration with key military figures, notably the former Chief of Defense Staff of Canada. Their combined experiences, especially in regions like Bosnia and Afghanistan, added invaluable perspectives to the Council's deliberations. Discussing the international support for Ukraine, Petraeus emphasized the monumental financial contributions, particularly highlighting the US's role. The over $44 billion commitment from the US stands as a testament, he remarked, outpacing the annual defense budgets of nearly all NATO nations, with Germany, the UK, and France being the notable exceptions. However, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Petraeus touched upon the bureaucratic delays that sometimes hindered swift decision-making. The provision of M1 tanks was one such decision that faced undue delays, prompting a subsequent move by Germany to provide Leopards. He cited the intricate web of international restrictions and agreements that often slow down arms transactions as a major challenge. Petraeus strongly advocated for an acceleration in defense provisions. The list was exhaustive, from cluster munitions for rockets and extending the range of the Army tactical missile system to the incorporation of advanced drones and bolstering air defense mechanisms. He also spotlighted the potential merits of speeding up the F-16 program and considering other aircraft options tailor-made for Ukraine's rugged airfields. Taking a moment to reflect on Russia's strategy and mindset, Petraeus expressed skepticism over Putin's initial calculations. He pondered whether Putin had truly anticipated the determined, united front the West would present in response to his actions in Ukraine. Shifting the conversation to the broader economic landscape, Petraeus didn't mince words about Russia's precarious financial state. With sanctions and export controls biting hard, he noted the significant drop in the ruble's value. Yet, he mused, while the Russian economy reeled from these pressures, Moscow's elites seemed somewhat insulated, furthering the divide between the capital and the nation's distant regions. Shifting the focus to the battlefield conditions, General Petraeus was asked about the Star Strike model and the challenges of the upcoming muddy season leading into winter. The discussion centered on how these factors might impact the war, questioning whether they'd favor Ukraine or provide an advantage to the defenders because of restricted movement. General Petraeus elaborated on the complexities of the battlefield, emphasizing that while there are many variables at play, the most significant factor would be the potential for Russian forces to crack or even collapse. Though it's not a guaranteed outcome, it's something that cannot be entirely ruled out. He highlighted the unwavering spirit of the Ukrainians, emphasizing that they view this conflict as their war of independence. Petraeus touched upon the challenging morale of Russian troops, who might not feel the same dedication to their mission in Ukraine. He made a striking comparison between the morale and physical challenges, quoting that, "The morale is to the physical as 3 is to 1. General Petraeus gave insight into occasional signs of Russian forces wavering, like troops choosing to surrender rather than risk being sent home. He emphasized that the end goal should be for Ukraine to showcase to Russia that the war isn't winnable or sustainable for them, drawing a parallel to Russia's experience in Afghanistan. Stressing the international response, Petraeus stated that the West's consistent and substantial support to Ukraine had likely exceeded what Russian President Vladimir Putin had anticipated. He went on to emphasize the importance of a comprehensive approach, touching on diplomatic measures, economic sanctions, and export controls to influence the outcome of the war. General Petraeus reflected on his visit to the Donbass in 2019, noting the progress of the Ukrainian forces since the 2014 Crimea occupation. He dismissed the idea that Russian forces could easily capture the Ukrainian capital and stressed the need for the Ukrainians to change the dynamic of the war. Recognizing the innovation and adaptability of the Ukrainian forces, Petraeus mentioned their use of maritime and aerial drones. He concluded by pointing out the modern context of warfare, where almost every soldier on the battlefield has access to smartphones and social media. He likened the conflict to a hybrid of World War I and World War II battles, emphasizing the blend of New Age warfare elements with traditional warfare strategies. If you like our today's video, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel and comment subscribed. I'll make sure to leave a reply to each one of my viewers. Thanks for watching this video.